for rural informatics. A bit introduction, we are working since 1999. We have 33 research fellows, 3 professors, and our research fellows are from 8 different faculty and 2 centers. We have the project around 30 different projects and 29 sites of East and West Malaysia. Mainly our research cluster on ICT-D and ICT for RD. So we are really working in the very remote areas where there is, from the remote we have our own definition. There should be no road access, no telecommunication services, no basic facility of health and this type of. So these, sometimes you need to walk for a few hours, or you need to take a small boat, or you need to take twin otter to reach to the location, and sometimes even by road, and the road condition is sometimes really bad. Our first normally intervention with the community start with the telecenter projects. These are some of our telecenters. This is in Long Lamai, one of the remote sites. This is the Barrio or Barrio telecenter, which we started in 1998, and still it is sustainable. These are our sites, just to show you. Barrio is here, just on the border with Indonesia, and we are based here. In 2009, we replicated the Barrio model in 4 different sites, Goyan, Narapan, Baklalan, and Long Lamai. In 2011, we replicated the same model in 4 again different sites in West Malaysia, in Kuala Lapis and Guamusang. These are all remote and indigenous communities. Recently, we got this other telecenter project around 20 from Maxis, which has problem with sustainability. Okay, these all communities have different social and cultural structure, different tribes, different languages, like Barrio Kelabit, Alungbawan, these are all different from each other. So now I'm going to cover my PhD studies and how I have done actually in this process. So the first thing, my research area was the Indigenous Knowledge Management System, and working with the Indigenous community to design the ICT system. Like the normal PhD researcher or a postgraduate researcher, I went through the normal process of exploring theoretical gaps from the existing literature, then confirming these gaps with some sort of a field study, then modeling whatever different aspect or factors we got, modeling into some sort of a structure. And then we found that, yeah, the knowledge management is an issue, but there is some components of knowledge governance or the organizational structure of the community who help the knowledge management in community. So we come up with an approach of Indigenous knowledge governance. Then we try to model this Indigenous knowledge governance approach with a framework, holistic framework. But from here, actually, the tough time started when I have been pushed to the community to go for the field work and look whether my framework is workable with the community or not. One of the questions was that whether the framework can also be used by the community to better understand their system or not. This was one of the questions. So I went to different of our sites. One of the sites, as I mentioned, is Long Lamai. I went also there to visit with a very open question and to look for a case study where I can implement my framework. Here we are based, and Long Lamai is here. The Long Lamai is 113 household, 500 population. There is a church building and a primary school. There is no electricity, health clinic or pipe water. There is a telecenter since 2009, which UNIMAS has been developed with Long Lamai community. These are the guys who actually drive this, and then you go through the rocks, then somewhere you stop, and then you go for walking the river. This is the village normal structure, and you reach to Long Lamai. So this is the long house where the community lived together in one place. This is one of the visitors. This is my supervisor, Alan Yovi. This is our site leader, which is actually from social sciences. This is a normal community meeting. You cannot only talk with elders. They will call everybody inside community to come to a meeting. Female, male, kids, everyone can talk. This is the way how they build the solar PV system with Gautam Rayong, free of cost, doesn't charge anything, just for the material. This is really one of the nice guy who is also a boat driver. So one person do multiple things. They are engineers at the same time, they are boat riders at the same time, they do everything inside the village. So that's how they built the whole telecenter. This was the first time the electricity light was there with the solar panel. When our Japanese friend came and our engineer, and we have a community meeting, explaining them what we want to do and how we want to do. You will see these all guys. This is Garen, which is my co-supervisor from the community. His PhD is not from university, but from a forest, I think. Okay. This is Dayut, a very nice painter, and nowadays he has some videos on YouTube you can even watch. We have also a training program for them how to use IT systems, so they also learn on the way. These pictures are from 2009. So along the way when they went through, and this is the head of the village and his wife, which learned about IT, and then, okay, so what happened after 2009? In 2011, I went through my framework to the community. I have a question for the community. Can I use this framework? They said, what's framework? For what purpose? So Professor Roger Harris was with me. He briefed me before going, go with the open end. We went to the community. We asked them, from 2009, IT is there. For what other purposes you would like to use IT? This is Garen Jengan, who went for a few years outside the village, came back to the village, and he has the experience that, and he has the feeling that he had lost a lot of botanical knowledge of the forest because he went outside to the village. And he said that I want to use IT for documentation and preservation this botanical knowledge. He gave us a visit in the forest. His main concern was that we are losing this botanical knowledge, and if we as a Pennan we lose the botanical knowledge, we will lose our identity as a Pennan, because if you don't know about the plants, you are not considered as a Pennan. So this was the main question from his side. And then you see during that walk he was using notebook even to tell us about the different plants. So from here we got an idea, okay, let's see if we can use the framework in this case. We come up with very clear research and development aims from the community. From our side, one development aim, and from the other side, the community has one development aim. The community aim was to bridge the knowledge gap between younger and elders. And ours one was, can we develop mobile tools with and for indigenous community to collect, curate, and disseminate their knowledge. So we went to the community-based co-design process with the knowledge governance framework. This is my framework, which is the different layers. Okay, one of the main issues with the indigenous knowledge is the context. How the community transfers this knowledge, and whether the technology can be embedded inside the holistic system or not. So we discovered this thorough journey, actually how the Pennans teach to their kids about the plants. Thorough journey where they go for the forest to hunt actually for 1 or 2 weeks. They live inside the forest, but they also take their kids along. On the way, when they are going, because they are living in the forest, they also teach to their kids which plant can be used for what purposes. So the thorough journey is for collecting livelihood. It's an activity-based platform for knowledge transfer between elders and youngers. And they know that with changing life, they are losing this knowledge with the rapid change in the way of life. And there was another reluctance from the elder to transmit this IK to the younger generation, because the younger were not taking interest anymore. So that was one of the contexts that we, and the communication pattern that we discovered. The other one was, we went through with them to explore more what type of knowledge divisioning is inside community. So with this type of design where they teach us when they go to the Toro, what they do, there are 5 different activities. The blue activities, there are the male and female both take part together. But there are few like here they are doing hunting. In the hunting, the female don't take part. So from this, we explored that there are some type of knowledge which only belongs to the male, but some type of which only belongs to the female, and there are also some shared sort of knowledge. We developed the data collection software. Sorry, we use the data collection software ODK for collecting the botanical knowledge. On the other side, we developed an indigenous content management system from that. So they go to the forest for a thorough journey. The kids have mobile tools. When their parents teach them, the kids also document this knowledge. They come back and they upload this into the indigenous content management system. This was a simple IT intervention that we have used. But other than that, we really focus on the thorough activities that the IT tools can only work inside the activity, not outside. We go with the community empowering methodology. The first thing was that when the researchers go to the community, we felt that they left their footprints in the community. If the direction is right, the whoever's go next, he will be facilitated. If the direction is wrong, the community will be reluctant. In this case, we come up with a culture protocol, and the community question was quite clear. What will be the outcome, or what will be the benefit to the community? What they were expecting, one of the things is their identity even, that whether they can be a part of designing ICT tools. The second one was, as I mentioned, about the botanical knowledge preservation and transfer to the next generation. So we come up with a guideline for the researchers. Whoever research for any project, go to the community, what the community want to tell them. That if you are coming for this purpose, how you should do and what should be the process. We come up with a free, fair and informed consent agreement with very clear objectives, funding information. We share these all type of things with the community. And even the data sharing process, the data management process. One of the things that we applied is the peer review process with the community. Whatever we write, Garen, who is my co-supervisor from the community, he'll go through the paper, read it, and if he approves, then I can send it outside for publication, otherwise no. Then they also come up, our focus was on the, okay, 3 minutes.
No, I already did.
Okay, so, sorry. So I will just go to the last one. One of the things that they, at the moment, replication the same thing to the other communities. They are the main runner of the thing. Garen is here explaining to the other community what type of technologies and how you can use it. This is Longbalai. The second thing is Garen is transformed in some sort of a community leader now. He is now talking into the international forum. This is one of his presentations in a conference, and this is when he received the award for this project in Internet Governance Forum Bali a few months ago. At the top of that, my supervisor also got a graduated student, which is me. And thank you.